Bungie has been a company that had a vision and took us to unimaginable destinations. They were on the front edge of creativity and arguably redefined what at a time was thought possible by many in the industry. Though they were a well-established studio, thanks in main part to Halo and newcomer to the console arena, Microsoft and its Xbox. These were just the beginnings of the halcyon days for Bungie. Its infancy, really. My, how the mighty have fallen. Bungie has existed long enough to see itself become the villain. They have gone from that feel-good studio full of creativity to a monolith seemingly only interested in wringing every nickel, every penny, farthing, rupee, or shilling out of its customers. Gone are the days of innocence and wonderment brought about by simply queuing up the game and hearing that theme song, the distinct musical lifeblood of Destiny 2. Perhaps it's because we grew older, became more aware of the world and how it works. Essentially, we grew up. We became more cynical, or at least a good portion of the community has. In that period of growth, however, we became blatantly aware of something permeating the game. A far larger threat than Dominus Gaul and the Red Legion, the House of Wolves, or even Oryx himself. What is a larger threat than all of these antagonists themselves, you ask? It's the greed of Bungie, a greed brought about by their own success. Now, before I get someone in the comment section blathering on about how Bungie is a company and companies need to make money, I understand that, and you understand it too. So stop before you get going. The crux of the matter and what really is pissing off the community is the over-monetized offering we have before us that Bungie calls a game. Much has been said about microtransactions, both good and bad. We have gone from simply cosmetic offerings to what some might say borderline pay-to-win skins. Too far? Am I pushing the envelope with my controversial statement? Nope. We can go back to the Hawk Moon of a couple of seasons ago. There is a gun sight that was available to put onto that gun that gave you an open sight not available anywhere other than the Eververse store. I believe it was called Ostro Raptor. Quite a few PvP people thought that that was a pay-to-win skin. Pre-ordered DLC content brought you weapons like the Quicksilver Storm that, for a time, wreaked havoc on those that did not pre-order the Lightfall DLC. Perhaps it was the best thing about Lightfall. Look around every corner in this game and it seems to be populated by some sort of microtransaction or just something else you need to pay for to access content in Destiny 2. That's the real problem many have with the game right now. Aside from everything else that's gone on the last few weeks, the ether-thin stories and stretched out repetitive and bland seasons have only helped to further decimate the player base. This pattern, however, is not new. It's been around for a long time, at least in the life cycle of an average game. Since their initial inception back in 2017, Bungie and its partners have looked for ways to increase the revenue they could extract from the game content through microtransactions. It would almost seem that the stories were far less relevant compared to introducing more and more ways to hide content behind paywalls. With the introduction of Lightfall, and for the low cost of 2,000 silver, you can level boost a character to the current soft cap. All you have to do is complete the Lightfall campaign on one character, open your wallet, and buy the 2,000 silver, and bang, you're now right at the soft cap. If you're especially wallet endowed, then you can do it for both characters that didn't complete the campaign. You get all the associated rewards, minus the exotic, with little to no hassle. Knowing how patient the Destiny 2 fanbase is, that's a surefire revenue stream for Bungie. How many of you have taken advantage of this type of leveling? The longer this game has been out, the greater the increase of payable assets. To me, that's gone hand in hand with the decrease in the great storytelling that got Destiny 2 here in the first place. The intrigue has been replaced by in-game greed. When population numbers decrease to a certain internal point determined by Bungie, we invariably get some sort of listening promise. It's been rinse, repeat for as long as this game has been live. We all could go on for days about how much money we've sunk into this game, something most free-to-play players have not done. When they hear us criticizing Bungie or Destiny 2 itself, invariably, someone in the comments will say, "Come on, man, it's a free-to-play game, just enjoy it." While their heart may be in a good place, they know not what they speak of, because they have not endured the long-standing grief that has come with playing this game since its inception. I'm not saying all of the free-to-play players, but some of them. For those that have purchased all of the DLC content, they surely understand and have some skins in the game. Bungie has every right to make money. They could have done so, easily raking money into their cash-grabbing hands by listening to the community and toning down the amount of greed. They could have found the balance where they were getting pushback on the monetization from the community and dial it back a bit, not by trying to bleed out the patient while at the same time trying to save them. That just doesn't work. All Bungie saw was a cash cow. Money to be made, to be had, and like the gluttonous hogs they are, they just couldn't help themselves. They acted like it was all going to go away in a flash. Maybe they know something we don't. Come to think of it, they probably do. It is their golden goose, however, after all. They have a million ways to analyze this game. Metrics that break down every aspect of Destiny 2. They know when the community is reaching the breaking point without listening to all of the criticisms and complaints. They know when it's time to give the lip service and ramp up some decent content to quell the masses. Naturally, you will get the Bungie and Destiny 2 defenders that will take offense to any criticism of the game and the company, whether large or small. They will toe the line and fire back at anyone that dares to besmirch the game, all the while not understanding that constructive review can and usually leads to a positive growth and overall health of the game. If not for such criticisms, the game would not have flourished the way it has. It would not have blossomed into a game that we love to hate. It would have died on the vine, after a year or two, like so many other games. Apathy is a killer of all things. If not for a passionate fan base, games go right onto the garbage heap of promise. Hello to Anthem and all the rest of the Destiny killers that have come and gone. That is where a very large portion of the community is right now. We are apathetic. More and more comments are of that nature. People are tuning out and just quiet quitting Destiny 2. Some swearing and vowing never to play a Bungie-backed game ever again. The optimist in me gives Bungie a chance to pull the fat out of the fire. The pessimist in me thinks that Bungie has already had their foot halfway out the door with the other one on a banana peel, all because of undeniable greed. It worked for almost 10 years. Now the closer we get to the end, the less people are listening to Bungie. Our path forward, Bungie's path forward, is murky. It does not mean that it's necessarily over for Bungie or Destiny 2, but the goodwill bank is almost empty. Players are tired, and a great many are sticking it out to see this story through the final shape, some most likely out of spite. Not out of sheer anticipation for a great conclusion, but more like marathon runners nearing the finish line. You have to cross the line and be done with the race. When the final shape lands and we complete the campaign, many of us are going to be standing there with our shiny heat blankets, wondering if this is really the end of the race and feeling like all we want to do is have a cold beer and a seat. We are exhausted. Do you feel that Bungie has been overly greedy, especially this year? Do you even notice the monetization in the game, or are you just satisfied with the way the game is currently? Or are you just apathetic about it, period? It's your time, and I thank you for sharing it with me. Have a great day.